the symbol of Satanism, a horned goat. She even had jewels that simply showed the head of Satan. On this picture we can see Baron Jacob Rothschild posing in front of a famous painting called Satan Calls His Armies Forth from Hell. He poses alongside one of their favorite artists, Marina Abramovich. This lady organizes very strange parties for the elite. Here you see some images of these parties that are called spirit cooking. They basically celebrate the practice of human sacrifice and cannibalism.
Even the owl is a symbol of ancient Mystery Babylon. The owl was worshipped by the ancient Egyptians and by the Babylonians. And it's interesting to me that many of the members of the Bohemian Grove have in their homes, as I understand it, small figurines of owls. And I believe they actually worship those owls as a symbol of the deity, the great goddess of Babylon.
They believe themselves to be the sons and daughters of the fallen one, Lucifer. The elite are obsessed with the likes of Aleister Crowley and engage in the disgusting rituals he prescribed, which includes the consumption of bodily fluids and child sacrifice. The ruling so-called elite certainly view themselves as a race apart. But who are they? Typically, the elite come from certain ancient bloodlines. Researcher Fritz Springmeier identified 13 such bloodlines in his book, Bloodlines of the Illuminati. The elite are obsessed with genealogy, many tracing their bloodlines back thousands of years to ancient Sumer and Babylonia. These are the people at the top of the pyramid who fund both sides of wars, spark revolutions, make presidents their puppets, and they are weird. Not just eccentric or odd, but totally inhumanly strange and evil. A common distinguishing theme among elite circles is an inversion of everything. Good is bad, ugliness is beauty, and pain is pleasure. These are all forms of trauma-based mind control, which is almost always done to Illuminati children.
These people are warped by this generational torture that they do to their children. And so they get to you as an early child. You're raped at least once a week when you grow up in a satanic family. You're beaten, you're put into small cages. One of the best rituals that they use to split the mind so they can build altars and form a multiple personality person is when you're 3 years old. They'll put you in a custom-built wrought iron cage and leave you in a room for several days.
Now, wait a minute. How common is this?
This is standard operating procedure.
Generational child abuse has been passed down in their families for hundreds of years. As always, they have the power to never even be questioned. In 2014, an heir to the Illuminati DuPont family confessed to raping his 3-year-old daughter, but was only sentenced to probation because the judge felt he, quote, would not fare well in prison. They are sometimes forced to participate in the abuse or sacrifice of animals to further break down their mind. While the elite do keep masterful works of art hidden away in their private collections, the art they truly fawn over is not really what most would even consider art. In total celebration of all that is grotesque and repulsive, the sick individuals who run our world pay outrageous sums to collect the most disturbing art they can find.
I was reading this morning on ABC News about the Sultan of Oman and other people, buying artwork, buckets of maggots. I told you they love buckets of maggots. Images of dead children and maggots, crystal skulls, formaldehyde, fish tanks with dead cows in them, dressed in gold, Jesus with maggots all over it. See, that's who rules things. That's who runs it. All these elite homes, let's go to the room where it really shows who we are. And that to them, it's so beautiful. Images of demons eating babies. Images of maggots covering everything. Maggots, cans of human feces for millions of dollars apiece. That's their works of art. You see, this is just the front of it. The maggots, the dead kids, the golden calves covered in maggots and crap. You know, this is what they're into.
Take, for example, Washington, D.C. power broker Tony Podesta, brother of John Podesta, former White House chief of staff. His home is filled with disturbing paintings of children being stripped down and tortured. He has a golden statue known as the Arch of Agony, modeled after the posed corpses of serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer's victims. If you don't see the artistic beauty in that, you are obviously an uncultured plebeian. When a cannibal painting was found hanging in John Podesta's Clinton campaign office, his only comment? It's better to be the guy with the fork than the guy on the table. Another so-called artist admired by Tony Podesta and the like is Patricia Piccinini. This woman creates realistic sculptures of absolutely grotesque, lifelike monsters and repulsive human hybrid creatures, often depicted clutching children in disturbing poses.
These people, the yachts, the hookers, the power, it all starts not having a luster anymore. So they pay top dollar at first for the snuff films of children. Big in Europe, big in Russia, just incredible evil. And so that's the thrill.
They get a fiendish thrill out of watching others suffer. The most sought-after high among the elite comes from an extremely rare, yellowish-brown drug obtained by sacrificing a terrified victim and using a hypodermic needle to extract a substance known as adrenochrome from the base of the neck, or in lesser effect by drinking the blood of the sacrificed person. Many Illuminati elite are addicted to the extreme high of human adrenaline, secreted at the height of terror.
I've talked to a lot of Satanists who've told me common themes about what goes on in these rituals. And one of the things that they do is when they're sacrificing somebody, the people with invisible light, the Satanists and the bloodlines, they'll drink the blood because when the terror reaches a certain point in the ritual, a certain adrenaline goes in the blood, which gives these people a high. I mean, sick is not the word.
Cannibalism is another particularly enjoyed practice among the elite, often done in a ritualistic nature. Most shockingly, in his book, Bloodlines of the Illuminati, Fritz Springmeier claims that the flesh of the Illuminati Grand Dame Doris Duke, of the notorious Duke family, was consumed in a satanic Halloween ritual. What differentiates the elite bloodline from everyone else? Long ago in the ancient cultures to which they trace their heritage, the ancestors of today's hidden rulers pledged themselves and their future generations to the dark force that opposes humanity. Call it Satan, archons, or whatever, and that energy still lives on through their descendants to this day. As one begins to study the lives of the elite, a common denominator is always their allegiance to Luciferian doctrine. It is the key tenet of the Illuminati.
Here's the way they look at it. Here's their metaphor. Adam and Eve were held prisoner in the Garden of Eden by an unjust, cruel, and vindictive God. Lucifer, through his agent Satan, set man free from this garden by giving him the gift of intellect. Through the use of intellect, man will conquer the earth, will conquer nature, and will himself become God. It's taught in every Masonic temple in this land, every secret brotherhood, every secret society, every mystical temple, every occult organization teaches the Luciferian philosophy.
These rituals are increasingly being done in public on a scale not seen since the days of Stonehenge.
Teaching Satanism in schools sounds like the stuff of horror movies, but a US court ruling on religious freedoms has enabled devil worshippers in Florida to hand out educational material about their beliefs to kids at state schools.
The 10-page Satanic Children's Big Book of Activities features characters named Annabelle and Damien who demonstrate rituals to explain Satanism.
It's on the tapes. I believe Barack Obama got a tape.
Pick it out, read it, and answer.
Public place, you did it. Is this the best or the worst? What do you do?
The best.
Okay, the best? Probably the Obama thing.
John, what's the, oh God.
I know Jennifer Lopez has multiple tapes. Oh, yeah.
I remember this photo of Jennifer Lopez. It was a gym photo she took, and people realized when they zoomed in a little bit, there was a person, seemed to be like a kid or maybe a man, who knows, in the door with their mouths covered, and they look scared. Did we ever get an answer to that? Did we ever get an explanation? I just want to know. Because, yeah, that's, yeah.
Oof. I know Beyonce got a tape. I definitely know they probably recycled some old Stevie J and Eve stuff. I know Drake got a tape. I know Rihanna got a tape. I know Chris Brown's on one of them tapes. I know Trey Songz has been like a supporting actor in many freak-off films. Definitely Usher. I think what would shock people are the politicians and the royals that were on that tape. And I'm still trying to figure out when Harry and Meghan are going to be honest about their freak-off tape. I don't think anybody really wants to talk about the fact that the royal family had many time at Diddy party, especially that weirdo uncle.
Now, if Diddy had tapes, the feds have them. That's a lot of blackmail.
All of the details contained in the official court records from a civil suit filed by Epstein accuser Virginia Giuffre against Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's longtime girlfriend and accomplice, who is currently behind bars for sex trafficking. Giuffre reiterated in her now unsealed deposition she was directed to have sex with Britain's Prince Andrew, something he has repeatedly denied. The two later settled a separate sex abuse lawsuit.
Giuffre alleges she was sexually assaulted there and at Epstein's other properties in New York and on an island in the Caribbean, along with dozens of other girls. Despite the fact Giuffre settled her defamation case with Maxwell in 2009, it's taken years to get the court documents and details released. This latest batch is another crucial part of that effort, but her lawyer says there are still thousands of other pages to be unsealed.
It shows you the people that were in his circle and why that's relevant, because all of those people were helping enable the trafficking operation.
Giuffre telling Savannah in 2019,
"How did this happen for so long?"
Sigrid McCauley, Giuffre's attorney, says her client supports the documents being made public, and they only begin to scratch the surface.
We learn more each time about how this sophisticated trafficking operation happened for so many decades and how many people were involved. It was vast, it was significant, and it harmed literally hundreds of young women.
New civil lawsuits accuse the hip-hop mogul of horrific sexual assault in one case against a 10-year-old boy. Senior investigative correspondent Aaron Kotrisky here with the details. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, George. Sean Combs is already fighting multiple sex assault allegations, each one more disturbing than the next. His latest accuser says he was 10 years old at the time.
This morning, a California man alleges he was 10 years old when Sean Combs sexually assaulted him during a 2005 visit to New York. He was trying to break into the music industry, and his civil lawsuit says his parents left him with a consultant who brought him to meet Combs. The lawsuit says Combs complimented plaintiff on his rapping and told plaintiff that he could make him a star. Then the lawsuit says Combs abruptly pushed plaintiff down and said words to the effect of, "You have to do some stuff you don't want to do sometimes," before forcing him to perform a sex act. In another new civil lawsuit, a man alleges he was 17 and auditioned for Making the Band when Combs assaulted him under the guise of questioning how he would handle situations involving sexual pressure. The new lawsuits are the latest in a long list of civil claims against the music mogul. An Arizona woman says she took these images of Combs at a 2014 party in his Las Vegas hotel suite where she claimed he sexually assaulted her. And a then 13-year-old girl said Combs attacked her after the VMAs in the year 2000. Combs attended the award show with his then-girlfriend Jennifer Lopez. Combs denies all of it. Each of the lawsuits is filed individually, leaving Combs to fight the accusations in multiple courtrooms. Combs has pleaded not guilty to criminal charges and is being held without bail at the federal jail in Brooklyn.
He is still thought to be worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
Those civil lawsuits could wipe that out in a second.
Ruin it all, for sure.
Aaron Kotrisky, thanks very much.
There are tens of thousands of videos. Yeah, and it's all with little kids.
There are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn.
A good thing. I mean, if I can help save the world from problems, I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to put myself out there. And we are, actually. We're saving the world from a radical left philosophy that will destroy this country. And when this country is gone, the rest of the world would follow.
Democrats are a satanic pedophile ring and by the deep state.